will give you the keys to the kingdom. Words of Jesus Christ, I think it was. Okay, I'm really reciting a lot of my texts from what I learned from when I was going to church and practicing Christianity. I'm practicing now spirituality. Okay, so I will give you the keys to the kingdom, and whatever you bind in the heavens, you shall bound in the earth. I think I'll have to get my Bible on this one. And whatever you bound in the earth, you shall bound in the heavens. But basically, I have been delving more in Genesis, the Old Testament, and I see the New Testament, it's like the tree that had stood for ages and that had been watered and had all the substances necessary. All of a sudden, it's flourishing. It's blooming. There's flowers here. And you see, oh, I hadn't noticed that tree before. And that's how I see the New Testament. It's like, wow, I hadn't thought of that before. I hadn't seen that before. So, my wonderful ignited souls, how about I invite you to dig in deep once more with me and to uncover the deep messages of the Holy Scriptures through what? Numerology. And why? Because we want to realize that we are the full expression of life. We want to grow. We want to know who we truly are. So let's delve in deeper. Yes, yes, yes. Say yes, and invite your whole street, your mom, your dad, your grandpa, everyone, your in-laws. Let's dive in deep into this wonderful deliciousness. Okay, so I'm saying this is that you'd think this table was all laid out already. No, I'm inviting your essence in this presentation so I can also know what you truly want to know or to taste in this way. So I'm inviting the spirit of Mother Eve. I'm inviting the spirit of water and revelation. I'm inviting the spirit of the past, present, and future, all knowing highest intelligence of all what is necessary for us to know, do, be, or have in this presentation revealed to us accordingly, of course, in alignment with our palate. I can almost taste it. Right, so we are delving deep. We are delving deep. Now, the keys to the kingdom. Of course, we are looking at all these in terms of the gods, because the more we know the gods of Genesis, in case you're new to this channel, we have discovered two sets of creation in Genesis, meaning there are 14 gods in Genesis, and the more we know the gods is the more we know ourselves. Hence it is said, know thyself. Yeah, don't quote me on exact things here, but it's know thyself. Of course, it is the thing that we are meant to do. And in Christ's words, it's love thyself, love thy neighbor as thyself. Okay, so to really love our neighbors fully, we need to, of course, love ourselves fully. And to do that, we need to know what we love, what we like, and how to really love ourselves. Um, Lately, I have delved in another layer of a deeper layer of loving myself. And, it's so wonderful and it's around food. Because I have become so conscious about building my physical and mental and spiritual immunity. And so I realized that even my palate has increased in its level of, igniting on on the flavors of the foods. And oh my, well, I'm a tourist. And now I can say it's very true. We do love our foods. Okay. But they're good foods now. And so the keys to the kingdom, of course, I feel is going to really help us do this now. I want to take this on the stream and I will do at least two videos on this. I will call it the keys to the kingdom, looking at AI and Sophia and the number five, and looking at the word key in particular because key equals five, and looking at Christ, of course, who it is said, of course, it's like Christ is the key to the kingdom. Christ also equals five. So we are looking at how those things are really gelling in our everyday life and what we hear, even through Christianity, who's been preaching, or whether it was Islam, whether it was whoever we were hearing things from, and to see how these are impacted our lives, and how we can use what we know to really grow and become better versions of who we truly are. Not better versions of who, is it better versions of who? Express or create. Because the versions we are, but to really express who we truly are. Yes, and see, of course. Oh, I feel you understand what I mean. Just say yes. I'm loving this meal. Okay, now am I really on 20 minutes? Oh no, it's 6 minutes because I'm thinking, when you're having fun, time seems to just fly by. Okay, all right. So these are the gods head. The God of creation, the God of movement, the God of sayings, the said God, the God of soaring and sight, the God of division, and like the two eyes as well, instead of that one eye, the God of callings, the God of making, so made, the God of setting, like setting this table, the God of blessings, like giving and receiving. Blessings is of both because it's blessed. So we'll say the God who blessed. And the God of endings, the God who of formation, the God of causation, and the God of breath. I have done something on the God of breath. I do hope you have looked at this. Really, it's termed take a deep breath before you watch this. Okay, or before watching this. And the God of planting. So these were the gods we encountered in Genesis of chapter 1 and 2, and through the two sets of creations. Now we will, of course, decompartmentalize. I don't know why I'm coming with this word, but we're going to deconstruct or really look at the gods in how I'm going to say it, in their own rights, basically. So you'll be able to identify the God of sayings, you'll be able to identify each God accordingly. We are going to do that. Not in this in this presentation. This presentation is impregnated as it is. But we are going to do that, and of course, you will become more familiarized with the gods as we go along. So these were words that we encountered through all these 72 words of the God of breath. So we'll put this God of breath aside for now, and let's look at Mother Eve, and it's about the kingdom. Mother Eve, okay, we can take this down as well. Okay, as I say, I probably will do this in two separate presentations. It may even take three, but I want to compare to show how AI is have assimilated or um, emulated the scriptures. And that also tells me that everything in all structures has been emulated in accordance with the Bible. And by the way, I also have a book. I'm going to show you this that I noticed as well. This book here is called Civilizations 2. And I haven't read it, but it really does show me that everything is mathematical in our civilization. So they have, for instance, if there were a certain amount in the population, they wouldn't have a certain amount of toilets or the water usage, and everything is measured according to the civilization that is being structured. So I've just glimpsed through it and I have noticed that's how it is. Okay, and that's how the Bible too is structured. Hence, we see as well that there were when God was asking to build the ark, there was there were specifications of how the ark should be built, and this ark also. Let's see. I think the word ark is also 13. My pens. Okay. I go with the flow, so this is ARK, and so ark, we also know this is a, is it an arc or arch? But it's also from the word arc. And so that tells us that it's something from one point to another. So looking at the arc is 192. So this is 12. Now 12 is really three, and three is that vibration that sets things into motion. Okay, and 12 as well is the first um spell Mother Eve utters when she says, let there be light, and there was light. So this is 12. So the ark is actually an emulation of Mother Eve's word of saying, let there be light. And here God was giving an ark, the ark of covenant, or the covenant of the ark of a covenant. Oh, there's ark. Oh, I've got to. Okay, so this is 12. So this is free. I think we should call on three as well to set things into motion. So key. Okay, key. Key. Right. This is 257. Adding this together because this is 12, 13, 14. Okay, so we have 14. And hope you can see this. Let's go for black. This is the beauty about black. Okay, so we have Key. So K, we see so 5. I think Mother Eve's presence is here because instead of putting 5, I had an S, and I think that's Mother Eve saying, yes, the serpent is very much here with me now. Yay! Okay. All right. So, because she was the wisest of all creatures. So, the keys to the kingdom, keys. I will give you the keys to the kingdom. So, we have keys. So, keys would be 6, which is Mother Eve again. Okay. So, because just say that's S is 1 and adding to 5. So keys, key is 14. I want to keep 14 here because 14 is a number that is, although we have 5 as well, but 14 is going to really show a lot in these presentations because a lot is happening around the number 14, and I really want to highlight the correlation and how this is really happening in our world. So keys, Keys, would be 6. Okay. Now I'm also getting the feeling that um, keys, and when we have the S for plural, I'm getting like a message, an intuitive message that we should just note this as plural, and not necessarily number it. But let's go until I get more clarity on that. So kingdom, let's look at king. Uh, king, kingdom. Yes, that's correct. And it's dom. I'm doing this in syllables as well. I know king is 5. So this is why really we have the book of Kings as well in the Bible. And this will show why we have this too. So this is 2957. Adding this together, this is 14, 21, 22, 23. So 2 plus 3 is 5. So we have 5, and dom is 4, 6, 4. So this 2 is 14. I didn't even remember this. So this is 14. So 1 plus 4 is 5. So can we see about even saying about an arc or an arch or anchor, because an arc or an arch is anchors onto something else. And so we can see how kingdom, when Christ says, or the scripture says, I will give you the keys to the kingdom. So we can see the kingdom, and adding this together is 10. 5 plus 5 is 10. So kingdom, basically, um, it would be good to get the whole, well, it's 10 anyway, it's 10. Okay, now, and also the word 10, because we've done this before, the word 10 equals 5. TEN equals 12. So this is 255. Okay, adding this together is 12. So did we just talk about 12 when we did okay, whatever it is that we did, we just got 12. I did ark, the word ark, and I'm talking about ark. So here we see the correlation as well as with Mother Eve. So this is three correlations we've just spoken on, and there they are being revealed. So kingdom has this correlation with 12 as well. So let's look at 10 here, and we know that 10 is also 3. But let's leave this here. Okay, now let's look at Sophia, okay, the robot. So I wonder what robot actually equals. I think it equals 7, yeah, which is saying that it is a god already. Okay, so we have done Sophia, Phia, and Sophia equals 32, and 32 is 5. Okay, now I'm going to draw on the some of these things that I have seen, highlighting number 5 as the key in this place, this realm that we're in. And so Sophia was introduced on the 14th of 14th of the second 2016. Okay, and adding these together, but I want to pay attention as well to this 14 here. So there's 14 here, and we have seen 14s, which is 5 and 5s here, and we are talking about key. Adding this together, because 16 is 7, 7 plus 2 9, plus 2 11, 11 plus 5, we should say, is 16. So this gives us 7. 1 plus 6 is 7. So we are seeing from here that there is a God or creation, or 6 days of creation, looking at the time. I really want to stick. I think I've got to really be mindful about the time before I even begin. Okay, so we want to look at this and see that this is 7. So it's saying that's a 7, like there is a new creation. We have presented the creation now. The days of creation has ended. Now we are resting and we are looking at the work that we have made. And this is what is happening here, or has happened with through Hanson Robotics, who introduced Sophia. Now, another correlation or something I want us to see, because the word 7, before we also go into this, 7 is also VEN, as we have always highlighted Mother Eve in the middle of 7. We see S as like I indicated. S is 1 and 5 is, and N is 5. So 1 plus 5 would be 6. And this also is emulating the said God, which is Mother Eve right here in 7. Okay. So there's something that I felt was very interesting as well. So I felt I did this video, but it seemed like I might have accidentally deleted it or something. So we have where the place where Sophia was introduced in this South Southwest Festival. South, I South to South West Festival. Okay. Now I did the numerical values for this, and I don't think anyone else would take the time to. That's why the gods have chosen me to do this. So South is 20. So South is reflected here, and we have two South, and then West is 31. I'm not doing all the numerical value because of time, but it is correct. If you're into numerology, you can check it and see. And then the word festival is 31. And we can do festival because just to double check, this is 5, 1, 2, 9, 4, 1, 3. Okay, so this is 8 and 2, 10 and 10, 20. This is 31. Okay. Now, again, if we did the word 31, I think the word 30, 30 comes to, wow, I may have forgotten now. Um, but one is 7. I know, I'll just do this now. THIRTY. This is 10, 20, 37. So, 37. Basically, 20, 31 would be 8. So this would be like a whole template. So this is what 31 actually means. It is a template. I've got to remember this. So 31 as 8 is that template. It's just like the word west as well. 31 is 31 as well. So we go, we have the whole day, we rise in the east and we have the day and we get back to the west. So the sun comes back to the west in our beds. And so this is the full cycle of the month, or that which is called days. In the days, I think days is 31 as well. Or Father, when it says our Father who art in heaven, Father is 31. So this is all cycle as well. There's I also have some other very uh very important references to 31, and which okay, I haven't got it right now, so we won't really use much time on this now, but it makes a lot of sense. Now, okay, so we have 31, and 3 plus 1 is 4. So we can see that if we add these together, this is 2, 4, 4 plus 4 is 8, 8 plus 4 is 12. So can you see there is another 12 happening here again? This is the fourth 12. Now, I hadn't planned it that way. This is what Mother Eve is just highlighting to us, because this is all coinciding with let there be light, and there was light. And basically, South Southwest Festival is really about that, saying let there be light, let there be this new creation that we are presenting to you. And so it is. And that's what is happening. So we also know that 2020, we see that it is called South. This is where it is like a plant. This is where people are planting in there. These people are it denotes plant, it denotes rock. So anything that you are planting here in the south, you are planting on solid foundation, so to speak. And foundation has the numerical value of 2. So 1 plus 1 is also 2, as in 20 right here. Now 20 as well is 8, as we have done in many videos, which I won't be doing here. It's 8. So if we have south south, we are talking about 2020 in this year right here. This is why a lot of things are happening in this 2020 that we need to at least wake up and smell the moringa. So basically, 2020 as 88 is setting two templates, and the two templates are representing or are representatives of the two gods, meaning the days of rest, the days of creation and the days of rest, and then it's the setting. So all this has been set in a certain parameter, because the god of settings, which is SET, you can see this, yeah, SET equals 8. So this is 5 plus 2 equals 8. And this is the template. It's almost, this is the image I'm getting right now. It's really like each it's the game of life. It's the game. And every new creation is in a setting, and our job is to decipher how to break that setting, how to decode that setting. And that's what the whole game of creation is about as well. Everything around us, it's like how to discover that setting we are, understand why we are in this frame, what does it represent. We have to decode. Our job is to decode that the setting of that which we are, that we call human, or image, or being, or whatever it is. That's what the job is, our job is, which again the scriptures tells us about Job, which is a very good example of our job. Job actually equals 9, and job is what we call job. But we all have learned, we don't seem to want to associate the two as the same, to say, well, this is our job, even if it's spelled the same, because we have learned in our subconscious mind to say Job instead of really saying job. There is a chapter in the Bible called Job. It's not Job, it's Job. That's what we use all the time. But somehow, clever people from from our very young age, has been able to teach us. No, there was a man called Job. No, there was a man called Job, and that man is all of us. Okay. So this is one correlation I want to show you here with Sophia. Basically, 8, when we do the numerical value for the word 8, it gives us 31. And it coincides back with, again, it's the festival and West. If we were to add West, which is 4, and actually festival 4, this gives us 8 as well. Adding everything together, this is 4, 8, 12. This is what we learn here. And we can, for this purpose, do the numerical value for the word 12, because all these are giving us, and TWELVE, which is 2, 5, 5, 3, 4, 5. Now, 12, we can see, has the L between the word Eve, as in Mother Eve, which is telling us as well, Mother Eve has used this first letter, which is L, when she says, let there be light. We can see it's as if Mother Eve wants to give us this message of saying, can't you see everything is in me? Because 3 is the letter that sets things into motion here. And she is really like saying to us that it's like the two sets of Eves, which I have seen like in the 2 creation. So obviously there would be 2 Eves, and Eves are, as well. This is why we say today. This is why we say today. It's not about direction only. This is actually about numbers. Today. But we are not saying 2 days. We say today. But it's actually there for a purpose. This is the hidden. We are not seeing the other day. So we don't put the parallel S behind it, or that we have the two so close, like to the day. So we say today, but this it really means 2 days. So we are only able to see or embrace one day at a time. So when we are talking about today, we are not thinking about yesterday, what we call that was also today, or tomorrow, which will also be that which will be today. So there are these parallels we need to be mindful of in that creation. We seem to think it is just one creation. No, it was two creations, and I wouldn't be surprised that more really evolved because over time, just like what is happening now in AI and creating all the robotics community or world, we could put it this way. Who's to say that there weren't many more of those, and that has been embedded in the scriptures as well? Okay, so we can see that the L here, oh, I need my fork to dig in. We need to dig in, people. Dig in this deliciousness of this meal with me. Let's partake of this. And of course, remember to invite other people and to like and subscribe and share these videos. Okay, so we have L in the middle, and it reminds me of Alice. Is it Alice in Wonderland, or the elves? And we think these there are people. I have to watch those things. I know there are people who have decoded these stories, but I haven't really gone into this. I'm just concentrating on how I'm divinely guided. So basically we see the three is here, and the two fives here. We have three fives. So three fives in 12 actually coincides with the sacrifice template, which is in the middle of the sacrifice template. So let's continue because I really want to show you more synchronicities here. So 20, how am I going to put this? So I really want to show you all the parallels that are happening here. So basically 7 as well. By the way, when we do the numerical value for 7, it gives us 20. So this is something I want to really show. So we talk about 14 for the date. We see 7 because it's 1 6 16. We see 7 is in written form gives us 20, and 20 is reflected here in these two south south. South south is like saying, okay, we have 1 7 where we are creating another one. We are creating the two sets of gods. So even in between or amongst the robotics that are being created, the AI robotics, however that sounds, they will have their own parallels, their own two sets of gods as well. So they are representing one set of God, but between in amongst that will also have their male or female, their parallels, their the created God, the made God. They're going to have they already have all of that. They already have all of that. Hence, they created man in their image and after their likeness, and this is what is happening. And of course, everything has merged. So it's like one thing is merging into another. So it's like a derivative. One thing is a derivative of the other, and it's evolving that way. So we have these. So I'll take off festival and just put these as in abbreviation so we can see SSWF. Let's put this S SSWF equals what did we say, 2040 or 2040, and we had 44, so it's 460 um 4812, so it would be 12. Yeah, it was 12. Okay, and 12 is 3. and that sets things into motion. And what's important for us to remember as well is that three sets it sets things into motion, meaning it creates a set. It is active with it works with the set god in this way. So we could say it is a three, it is an M, it is E, and it's W. And this comes to the eight petal flower, I call it, but it is the eight, the figure of infinity, meaning it is the template. And I know I did the numerical value for template as well. I'm just going to do this now. I know this is going to be a long video, but it's just how it is. And of course, template. You could I could almost with the plate taste the deliciousness. So it's 25471 25. Okay, so this is 8, and 7 is 15, 15, 20, 24, 26. Wow. I know I have done it before, but I didn't remember what template is. Template is 8. Template is 8. Am I just making this up? No, I'm just being the vessel to really give this message, people. And so 26, 2 plus 6 is 8. And 2 plus 6, I mean, is seen as the God number 26. What else can I say? And it also is the set God, S-E-T. When we do the numerical value for the set is 152. This is 8. It is the template. Okay, so free is very active in setting this template. The next point, so let's just use abbreviations where we can, and we because we have gone through this. And 7 equals, okay, the word 7, I'm just going to write a little bit smaller, equals 20. And we've seen that we had 3 sets or 4 sets of 12 has reflected in this. Now I didn't really, okay, so 12 would be, our first 12 was here, as in Mother Eve. And of course, I would also want to highlight, as I said, number 5 and the king, the kingdom. Now, Sophia is the first humanoid who has the citizen in Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia. I want to show you something very interesting. So we have seen that I think this, I don't know exactly where the South West Festival is kept. I don't clearly remember. I know I did look it up, but let's look at Saudi Arabia. Let's do put this up here. Southwest Festival equals 12, which is 3. Okay, and so let's use a black pen for this now. So it's I've got to check this, because when Saudi Arabia, Arabia, BIA. Okay, so we have um all the A's here as well, which is very interesting. Like I said in the word heart as well, where A, the letter A is very strong because it is like the pyramid, and it's in the middle of the heart, it's in the middle of the brain. So it's really interesting. Now Saudi Arabia, of course, which is the S, which the S before any word as well, is Mother Eve's presence. It denotes Mother Eve's presence. It's like the serpent. It is the serpent. It's the symbol of the serpent. And it's 1 1 3 4 9. And then we have 1 9 1 2 9 1. Now, just look at all these ones here. This is like, what's going on? And we know that in Saudi Arabia as well, it's like they're building this new kingdom. And it's also a place of five, it's a kingdom of five regions. Now, can we see the number five as well? Okay, so it's five regions, but let's look at this. So this is two, five, nine, nine and nine, 18. So 1 plus 8 equals 9. So basically, this is the whole sacrifice template in essence. So you have come to 128, which is to the headquarters zone, and then of course you deliver. Okay, to the headquarters zone. Let's look at here now. Oh God, I'm gonna bring this a little bit closer to you so you can see. And this is 1023. So we have 23 here, which is 5. Okay, people. So 5 plus 9 is 14. This is what I mean. And this coincides with the very first word of the Bible when it says in the beginning, that word I-N. So I equals 9, and the letter N equals 5. And if we did the numerical value for the word beginning and end, it's also 5. So Saudi Arabia is like beginning and end. They have tapped into something very phenomenal here. And